What's up, Star Wars fans? John of Video Games and the World. Simon Pegg is a well-known English actor, screenwriter, and comedian. He is known for portraying Montgomery Scott, aka Scotty, in the 2009 Star Trek movie and its sequels, Into Darkness and Beyond. The 2009 Star Trek movie was phenomenal. Into Darkness was the best since First Contact, and Beyond was terrible. Well, not as bad as Nemesis was. Mr. Pegg, who made a cameo in the movie Star Wars The Force Awakens as Unkar Plutt, has recently called out Star Wars fans for their toxic behavior. He claimed he knows what it's like to be a toxic fan of the series. In recent years, it has gotten worse than before, a lot worse. During an interview on SiriusXM's Jim and Sam via The Wrap, Pegg was asked which franchise has the most toxic fan base. And Pegg named that Star Wars fans were the most toxic fandom out there, saying, "Star Wars fanbase seems to be the most toxic at the moment." Now, Pegg admitted that he hated the prequels, particularly Jar Jar Binks, and the actor admits he feels horrible about his previous behaviors. He explained how he apologized for all the things he said about Jar Jar Binks because that actor who portrayed him, Ahmed Best, was getting a lot of shit for that, and he almost killed himself for that. And you know what? He's right. Star Wars fans are mad toxic. Since the prequels, it's been like this. Jake Lloyd, who played as Anakin, was bullied at school for his role. Ahmed Best nearly killed himself. Hayden Christensen got a lot of shit for his acting skills at the time of Episode 2. Simon Pegg is proof that people, despite their mistakes, whether they are lesser or horrendous, can change for the better. Everyone makes mistakes, and people learn from them. I had my share of saying and doing stupid things, and I feel bad for lots of things I said and I did. And I'm sorry for that. Now, when it comes to the sequels, there were people who liked it and others who didn't. I remember when Daisy Ridley's character was called a Mary Sue. To be honest with y'all, I never had any problems with Rey, and Miss Ridley did not deserve all the crap she got from so-called fans. John Boyega had his share of death threats over the character of Finn, and Kelly Marie Tran got a lot of death threats, causing her to leave social media. And not too long ago, Moses Ingram got a lot of crap for Obi-Wan Kenobi being called a token character and a diversity hire. These people saying that she can act were so damn clueless since she got an Emmy nomination for the Netflix miniseries The Queen's Gambit. Cabrones estúpidos idiotas. People can be so damn cruel indeed. Simon Pegg would elaborate on how the franchise got a lot of crap by adding a bit of diversity to the franchise via the Disney sequels. Pegg also added that Trekkies were always inclusive due to the show's themes, but Star Wars fans were bigoted by gatekeepers in comparison. Pegg explained the following: "There's no sort of like, oh, you're suddenly being woke. No! Star Trek was woke from the beginning. This is massively progressive. Star Wars, suddenly there's a little bit more diversity and everyone's kicking off about it, and it's really sad. Indeed it is. But hey, there are toxic Star Trek fans too. Now, the thing is that these toxic fans think that inclusion of BIPOC, women, and the LGBTQ are political. They're not political. Jesus Christ. And Simon Pegg has a point about Star Trek. When Gene Roddenberry created Star Trek, he envisioned a future where gender-based bigotry, racial bigotry, and bigotry against people of different sexualities were nothing but a memory, a bad dream. The 1966 original TV series took a stand in supporting a woman's right to choose whether she wanted children or not. So yes, Star Trek is not only pro-equality, it is pro-choice as well. In the original series, pardon me, stupid phone. In the original series, there was a Japanese navigator, an African-American woman in a position of authority, etc. What else made Star Trek woke? Remember Star Trek Deep Space Nine? In DSN, we had a black captain, Benjamin Sisko. In Star Trek Voyager, we had the first female captain, Catherine Janeway. And guess what? They were great and well-written characters. Benjamin Sisko cared so much about his son more than his position as a Starfleet officer. Captain Janeway commanded discipline among her crew. And about Star Wars fans, I mentioned in my video how the franchise was always political in a video that I made not too long ago. The Trade Federation, the Galactic Empire, and the First Order were fascistic and authoritarian. The Rebel Alliance and the Resistance were anti-fascist and anti-authoritarian. And on Twitter, geeks and gamers had the gall to call Simon Pegg a bitch because of his opinions. Jeremy, you are very immature with the name calling. And for that, you just proved his point with your name calling because you didn't have anything constructive to say, nor the will to listen carefully about what Simon Pegg said. Christ! I would not be surprised if Mecha Random 42, The Quartering, and Anna, that Star Wars Girls, would submit to such low attitudes. Dios mío. You see, these anti-SJWs take so many things personally, man. And I know that because I was in that circle since I despise censorship and cancel culture to the core. And I still do. But then I realized that the anti-SJWs are no better than the SJWs. They have gotten worse. Much worse. The anti-SJWs say the word woke when an actor, writer, director, or producer says something negative about white people, heterosexuals, men in general, etc. They also say that it went woke and political when a show, movie, or comic book included more BIPOC, women, and LGBT people. But Star Wars is not the only franchise that has had its share of so much gatekeeping and toxicity. Steven Universe had a toxic fandom too, especially after the Zami 070 incident, since they bullied her to the point of almost taking her own life. And these bullies are the lowest of the low for that. People like that need to be shipped to a psych ward and locked away. And as for anti-SJWs, I've said this before in my video of what was X-Men really about. I'll say it that Star Wars, Star Trek, and a lot of comics and shows were all about, because they did not seem to understand. Here we go. I'll say it again. Including with other things that I should have included in what was X-Men about. Here we go. X-Men was about civil rights. If you didn't get that, you didn't get X-Men. Black Panther is about civil rights. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Black Panther. Black Lightning is about social justice. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Black Lightning. Green Arrow is about social justice. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Green Arrow. Captain America fought the Nazis and he would totally be fighting against the alt-right. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Captain America. Wonder Woman is about gender equality, bridging the gap between man and woman. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Wonder Woman. In Star Wars, the Separatists, the Empire, and the First Order were authoritarian. The Rebels and the Resistance were anti-authoritarian. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Star Wars. Star Trek promoted equality for all genders, races, and sexualities. It is also pro-choice. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Star Trek. Stan Lee said that racism and bigotry are two of the biggest social ills in this world. If you're a racist and a bigot, you didn't get Stan Lee. Superman and Supergirl are immigrants from another planet that come to Earth to defend it. They are pro-immigration, pro-acceptance, and pro-equality. If you didn't get that, you didn't get Superman and Supergirl. The Power Rangers always promoted diversity and inclusion. And now, in Dino Fury, we have an LGBTQ character, Izzy Garcia, the Green Dino Fury Ranger. If you didn't get that, you didn't get the Power Rangers. Captain Planet and the Planeteers taught children to be more eco-friendly and to fight for the preservation of the environment. And also, they fought against corporate greed that could destroy our planet, and also fought against bigotry in every single way, such as white supremacy. That cartoon also talks about climate change, which I believe is very real. Not happy about that? Get over it. Because if you didn't get that, You didn't get Captain Planet and the Planeteers. And I had the privilege and honor of meeting Barbara Pyle one time. She told me what Captain Planet was all about. We had a very nice conversation, and I still remember it to this day. Miss Pyle, thank you for such a conversation and making me love Captain Planet a lot more than ever. If you're pissed off about an Afro-Latino Spider-Man, a gay Spider-Man, Captain Marvel being pro-feminism, Miss Marvel being Muslim, Halo being non-binary, Sam Wilson being Captain America, Will Byers being gay, Superman's son being bisexual, Robin Buckley being a lesbian, a Muslim Green Lantern, and a Latina Green Lantern, then you aren't just as bad or worse than the villains they fight against. Geekdom was always inclusive. Not happy about that? Get over it and grow up. And to those who are learning such things right now, word of advice: don't let anti-SJWs like Geeks and Gamers influence you, okay? And that's all I gotta say, people. I'm John of Video Games in the World. May the Force be with you. Thank you for listening, and have a good one. Goodbye.